And we are going live. We are already live on Facebook. Now we're gonna go live on YouTube.
Just took the picture for
Took
YouTube.
the picture for YouTube. And in 1 second we're gonna be live also on Instagram. And we are gonna start this wonderful, wonderful broadcast. So just give us a second. I think we are almost live everywhere.
So we are live on Facebook. You can already leave your comments and we should be able to see them. Same with YouTube, and we're also live on Instagram. Amazing. Hey everyone, I'm Colombe, this is Andrea, and we are the co-founders of
Atlas. Then you see probably in the wrong side because it's mirrored.
Yeah, that's very true. And we wanted to do this live Q&A because we launched Atlas on Sunday, and we wanted to take the time to answer all of your questions, present the work we're doing, and tell you a bit about our plans.
Exactly. And sorry for this not super professional environment, but we are moving offices this month. So this is actually our last day in this office. So we tried our best with this logo, but we're gonna be better off next time. So how do we start, Colombe? Should we present
Pitch Atlas, go for it.
Should we pitch Atlas to our followers? So very happy to see many people connecting, by the way. Just for those that are connecting now, first Atlas Live, very excited, ask us anything. Let me pitch quickly Atlas and then we're gonna jump into the story, the activities that we do, and anything else we want to explore. So in terms of who we are, Atlas is a social and political movement, so doing both social and political activities. It's a global movement, so it's present all over the planet, and is pushing forward a progressive agenda. And this progressive agenda is very well explained by our motto that our goal is the one of building a free and equitable future. We chose these two words because freedom for us, freedom and democracy, are a fundamental enabler of any human society. There cannot be equity, happiness, or anything you want without freedom and democracy, because these are fundamental building blocks for us. And the second value that we chose is
Equity.
Do you want to explain equity?
No, go for it. I'll go for the activities.
Okay. And equity. We chose equity because we believe that it's very important all over the planet, it's a priority for everyone, that we all get a fair chance and a fair opportunity in life. And this can be applied obviously to humans, to society, to the environment, to anything we see around us. And the problem with our society today, that is surely not equal in most of the world, which means that individuals do not have access to the same opportunities. But in addition, even when it's equal, in the rare occasions, in the rare fields of our society where we manage to reach equality, equity is not there yet. It means that we are not taking into account all the historical discriminations, lacks of opportunities, uneven field from which we started. So that's the meaning of free and equitable in our vision for the future.
Exactly. And now I want to tell you quickly about our activities. And for this, I'm actually going to answer the first question. So as we mentioned, ask all of your questions on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. That's why you see me moving a lot. I'm monitoring them. And the first question from Paolo is, why a new name after now? So let us rewind a bit and explain how this happened. For the last year and a half, Andrea and I and our team here at Zoe and a lot of members all across the world worked on building a global social movement. And we created advocacy campaigns on topics like democracy, vaccines and equity, women's rights, and a lot of other stuff to make the world a better place. And we succeeded on a lot of those campaigns already.
Yeah.
So for example, the WHO backed one of our campaigns to make sure that health workers across the world could get priority access to COVID vaccines. We mobilized tens of thousands of people on topics like democracy. And then, after doing this and at the same time, we also launched a political campaign to challenge the UN elections of the leader. And our candidate was discussed by the General Assembly of the UN. It was then time to merge the two organizations to make sure we could reinforce the work they were doing and reach a really free and equitable world. And for this, we thought, okay, look, let's do a rebranding. Let's make sure we actually communicate this properly. Let's call the movement Atlas, which is a map of the world. Let's do it this way. And like this, we do both advocacy campaigns and we run for elections all over the world. This is why we created a new name as asked by Paolo. And I see already Diana, who spoke at one of our protests about Venezuela, who said that she quite likes the new name. Same with Zoe, said she quite likes the new name. I'm happy you do, and I'm happy the rebranding was successful.
But here you can see the official branding. That's very bad.
But basically, that's what I wanted to communicate with Atlas. We are continuing the work that now we're doing. Now is evolving into Atlas. We are continuing to launch a lot of advocacy campaigns on a lot of important topics. For example, we are right now working on democracy, on health.
Health, just on the advocacy side, we're also starting a very important health initiative around COVID in Tunisia, because you might have read in the news how much the health system in Tunisia is suffering, how badly the government has handled the situation. And so we decided with our national team, we're going to launch a campaign on COVID in Tunisia. And this is only on the advocacy side. And then we have the whole new spectrum of activities in the political side. For example, we really want to run propose a candidate at the World Health Organization. Why? Because we don't believe that the current Director General did a good job. So we want to bring our people-back candidate in the most important organization in the handling of COVID. We also want to propose a candidate at NATO. Sorry, as I said before, our setting is temporary. At NATO, so the Defense Organization of Northern Europe, of North America and Europe. And we also want to go national. So one of our first political campaign is already been decided, will be in Canada. We have a wonderful Canadian team. Jonathan is the leader. I don't know if he's following. Maybe it's too early for him. And we are going to run a campaign in a huge state in Canada called Nunavut. It's a place where a lot of First Nation people live, a lot of indigenous people. So we want to participate with a positive message of how indigenous people can play a role on the global sphere and regain the platform that they need. So we're going to do all of this and more.
So to recap, on Sunday we merge now and forward. We merge our advocacy and political work. And we rebranded it to Atlas to communicate the fact that we want to create a free and equitable world this time, across the world. Sorry, it's very warm here, so my brain is a bit fried. And we are already starting a lot of the campaigns. So we have a democracy campaign whereby we are trying to make people part of the Union of Democracies to be able to promote democracy, innovate it, and protect freedom fighters. We'll be continuing our work this way. We have a health campaign to increase the competences of the WHO. And this is to make sure that future pandemics, because there will be others, that future health crises are dealt with appropriately at the global level. And then on the electoral side, we are preparing to challenge the WHO elections to make sure that a people-backed candidate that champions those values becomes elected at the WHO. We're also preparing a campaign for the Italian presidency. We are preparing a campaign for NATO. And then a big part of work that we didn't actually mention yet is our community. Yes. So we are building a very, very, very strong global community. At Now and Forward, we already had 20,000 people from more than 130 countries. And right now, and in secret for the last 2 months, they've been working together, they've been preparing the strategies, the groundwork, and all of this for Atlas to be able to succeed. Andrea, I'm going to ask you one question we got on Facebook, which is, how Atlas first started and what motivates us both in establishing it? I
will certainly answer that, and then we need to catch that question on how can you join and how can you participate. So how did it start? Just to rewind 1 second our life story. 1 year and a half ago we started Now, a social movement all over the planet advancing big social and global social campaigns on topics like climate, vaccine, women's rights all over the planet. Big success. Many people here were part of what we're doing already. Then we launched Forward, a political campaign at the United Nations to bring forward a people-backed female candidate for the first time in history to the UN. And it's unbelievable, but actually the General Assembly of the United Nations discussed our candidate. First time in history, the non-state actor proposed a candidate to the United Nations. So we were extremely, extremely proud of our work. When both these initiatives were advancing, we noticed that there were a lot of things that we could do together. So we decided to bring these organizations together, merge them with the work of thousands of volunteers all over the planet helping us. And this is why Atlas was born. So here is why we are Atlas. We do now both work political and activist campaigns, and we're very excited, as you can see. how can I join, Colombe?
Yes, so the Curve app on Instagram is asking how can we get involved. Many ways to get involved. Most important thing is to join as a volunteer. If you go on our website, and Zoe will be posting the link on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and you see a big join button. You click on this. You become a member and you propose to volunteer. Sorry, my phone is sliding down. You propose to volunteer. After this point, a community team will get in touch with you. So this is Francesco and Aurora, who are community leaders. They will get in touch with you, they will get you on the call, they will explain exactly how you can get involved and think with you about which team is the one most appropriate to you. So for example, if you are a software engineer but really want to make a lot of GIFs and memes on Facebook, they will point you to the communication team. If you're just someone who wants to try to think about global issues and how to solve them, they'll point you to the activism or policy team, and so on. And like this, you will start working as part of a global team to be able to solve world issues. If, on the contrary, you don't feel super comfortable working in English like a lot of people, and you want to join your national team, and you want to advance campaigns on the ground, they will introduce you to your national leader, and you will start working with them. So it's fairly easy. On your site, all we ask is for you to go on the website and on the links that we're sharing, and you will be able to join, become a member, become a volunteer.
You can also help us starting your team. So just 2 days ago, we had a wonderful new member, Ray from Indonesia. He's super cool. He's working already with us on policy and so on. And he said, wait, maybe we should think about bringing Atlas to Indonesia. So we're going to explore this possibility. But if you live in a country, you don't see this country on our website, and you think that you want to try, you have friends, you're alone, you just have this mad idea of bringing Atlas to your country, we are the right person to help you. So let's do it. Let's bring it there. Let's open Atlas all over the planet, because the only hope we have for our future is to unite and fight together.
And we know that it often sounds overwhelming, but it's actually not. So if you join and you start opening a team with us in your country, Andrea and I will be on the call with you every 2 weeks, discussing how to do it, providing you with training and guides, and helping you in making it happen.
And we're very funny, as you can see.
That's debatable. We'll let people decide. But we will be there along the way, every single step of the way. And same with the global teams. Every day, our staff and us are on the phone with teams all over the world. Tonight we have calls with our finance team, with our activism team, with our policy team. We have another one. I'm really sorry that I forgot, but I know we have a fourth call.
Is it the communication one, or you did mention?
Whatever. We have a lot of calls with a lot of teams to help them get started. So there are a lot of ways. The main thing we ask is don't just wait on the sidelines of history. From climate to democracy and to vaccine inequity, we need to take action. And we are providing you with a platform to do it.
So this was the perfect answer on how you can get involved. And now I see that Omar said that he really likes our live. Thank you, Omar. We really like you as well. I see other comments. Maybe one thing that we should actually deep dive 1 second in is actually what do we do at Atlas? Because we skim through the campaigns that we do. But there is a philosophy, a reason why we do what we do. So basically our thinking in setting up this movement is the fact that if we start pushing the same vision, the same idea, the same philosophy across the planet, we can actually change things that no one else can change. From tackling climate change, to tackling systemic inequalities, to maybe finding a better and new economic model for this planet, we should actually try to do it together. Not like Italy, France, Canada, Kenya, but actually as people from all over the planet, they believe in the same values. So that's why we started Atlas, and that's why we do 2 main things, or 3 if you count the community that we have described a lot. 2 main things. One is we run for elections. So we don't only say from outside we should change this, it would be amazing if this was the case, but actually we say, okay, enough. People are not doing the right things, people are not going in the right direction, let's take charge. Let's try to bring our activists, our members, our passionate citizens all over the planet to the halls of power, into government at every level, from international organizations to your local council, and try to enact this global vision that we have. Try to think beyond our own courtyard and be as a big global family. And the second thing we do social campaigns, we do activism. It's actually a huge chunk of our work. A lot of our members joined us because of this activist work. from advocating for a better distribution of COVID-19 vaccine in front of the World Health Organization, to try to curb global emissions, to fight climate change, to ensure that women and other groups all over the planet have more rights. We really do a lot of the groundwork.
And I think if I can add something, we also shifted our advocacy quite a bit, because one of the realizations we had at now was, look, we are asking for a lot of change, and sometimes when we're annoying enough and loud enough, it works. But we're a bit tired of just asking for change. And so now we decided to create proof of concepts campaign. So instead of just asking, and instead of just running for election and getting the power to do it, we also do it ourselves. So for example, one of our flagship campaigns was always the one of pushing world leaders to come together and unite for democracy, to impose coordinated sanctions on authoritarian leaders, and so on. It's a bit cumbersome to always ask for it. So while we'll continue to do it, we are also creating this League of Democracies ourselves, from citizens. Citizens joining, putting pressure, supporting freedom fighters to escape their country, implementing some new voting practices across the world, and so on. So this is a big shift. So not only are we advocating, not only are we advocating and lobbying, we are also doing it ourselves.
So, is there any reason why you should not join us? Yeah, there are two reasons. Whether you don't believe in progressive values, you're a conservative crook, no, I'm joking. You're just a conservative, so I'm sorry, this is not the right organization for you. Or second, whether you believe that there is no global system, we are not a global society, we should not unite, but we should divide. We should only take care of our own stuff. Then in the case, please don't join us. In any other scenario, if you believe that the world can progress together, if you believe that actually progress is good, our society norms can advance, we can give more rights to people, we can be better as a society, then please join us. We need all of you, and I'm looking at all our social media because we really need you. We now have 20,000 people. To get where we want in 10 years, in 20 years, we need to be millions of members. We need your support. And so, as we said before, joining right now is the best thing you can do to help us.
Last two questions from Instagram, and then we'll have to close. Well, the first one wasn't really a question, but a comment. I think it's worth highlighting it. Donnie Porter said, "This is great. I'm always looking for outlets to fight for people suffering from CCP." Well, this is definitely it. We've been organizing weekly protests for 52 weeks in a row to stand with Hong Kongers, with Uyghurs, with Tibetans, and so on, and to push world leaders to act more. And the second question, and last question we'll take, is from Omar, who's asking, how do you imagine the world in 50 years? I can maybe give my quick answer, and then Andrea can answer. It will be a long answer, but I'll try to keep it short. I think in 50 years, if we succeed, and I don't really see another way forward, the world will not be determined by borders or by nationalities. Already in 2021, it's insane that where you were born and the nationality you have and the place in which you reside means that you get vaccines a year and a half early compared to others, or that you have access to basic rights. I hope that in 50 years, we'll be able to live as one world, and as a result, we'll harness way more power and seize way more opportunities for the future. We'll be able to curb climate change. We'll be able to share best practices on how to live in a vibrant democracy and how to innovate it. We'll be able to go to space and back and make it affordable and sustainable, probably for all. We'll be able to do a lot of very cool stuff in a more free and equitable society that is truly global. What do you think?
You said it all. The only thing that I hope is that in 50 years, my nephew, my son, my daughter, and yours as well, will live in a different planet from where we grew up with. And I think many of us have been lucky than others, but again, this is not the point. The point is that really, whoever we are, what's the color of our skin, the religion that we profess, the content of our family heritage, it should not impact our future. The content of our character should. Our ambitions, our ideas, our energy should be the drive of where we end up in lives, not the other characteristics. So this is my biggest hope for the world in 2070, as Omar asked. And I really think that if we get together, we push very hard, there is nothing that can stop us.
Exactly. And to close, last question is, when is the next live? Next week, an hour earlier, because more people are awake across the world. Next week, and you won't hear from us because we've spoken enough. You'll hear from one of our team members. I know we had a few who already proposed, so I'm not sure who will be doing it. but you'll hear from them about their work, what it means to volunteer for Atlas, and how you can get involved. So make sure to tune in.
Before we close, can I say one last thing, Colombe? I see a lot of our volunteers actually joining, and I want to give them a huge round of applause. I see Gianluca, Beatrice, Omar, I see obviously Zoe, but I saw a lot of other people that helped us throughout this journey. And again, it wouldn't be possible without volunteers all over the planet. We are 2 Europeans in London, we do our best, there is Zoe helping us, but we need way more support. We need more vision, more views, more opinions. And this only happens because these incredible people sacrifice their free time on our long calls, on our internal platform to make this huge machine move forward. So I really want to thank them.
And I'm sorry, but I have to close with this quote from Omar, which I find incredible. There's a world beyond your village. A country alone is like a salad in McDonald's. Thank you, Omar. You just made my day. Very true. It took me a while to grasp it, but very true. And tune in next week for the live.
Thank you so much.